Let me do this the right way, y'all. This is the Barnabus the Cat Show. On the line, I have one of my mentors in the game. He is a legend in comedy. This man has written and done movies. You've seen him on everything. He is your comedian's comedian. Half the people doing comedy, especially in the Midwest, all over, saw this dude and said, I want to do that. Y'all give it up for the one and only. Y'all give it up for comedian B. Cole, y'all.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on, kid.
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime. It's my honor. I'm still working out the kinks, man. I don't know what's going on with live. That means I need to stop worrying about everything being live.
Well, they shut down yesterday, whole Facebook, man. So they probably still getting everything together to get back on track.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. The main reason I'm doing this podcast is comedy shut down. And I couldn't hit no stages. I couldn't do what I needed to do. So I started putting together equipment. I said, I'm going to do this at my crib. I'm going to just talk about what's going on with me. I'm going to crack some jokes. I'm going to call my friends. It ain't nothing but a phone conversation. This is Barnabus the Cat Show, Wildcat Radio, WCAT. No matter what you hear, there's a cat in your ear, y'all. Today we talking about mental illness and emotional intelligence. I think that's real important to be a comedian, to be in tune with your emotions, but to have emotional intelligence. Four of the topics we were talking about today was self-management. Are you able to control your impulsive feelings? Self-awareness. Do you recognize your own emotions? Social awareness. Do you have empathy? Can you understand the emotions of people around you? Relationship management. Do you know how to develop and maintain good relationships? I mean, all that's important with what we do, but I try to explain it to people and let them know that as comedians, it's different. There's a different approach that we have to everything. There's a level of arrogance that you have to have. There's a level of narcissism that you have to have in order to motivate yourself to do this. Mm-hmm. Fly in and make a room full of strangers laugh. And I find it difficult telling that to regular horses about this unicorn lifestyle that we live. So if you could real quick break it down real quick on what it is to be a comedian such as yourself, a legend in the game, and all these years to be able to deal with your emotions and still go on stage and tap dance.
Well, man, I mean, you hit it right on the head of all the things that you have to have, all the ingredients of being a comedian. You got to have that source of arrogance. You got to have you got to have the confidence, brother. You got in this game, but at the same time, what I've been practicing is just to be myself and attract people who are on the same frequency as me. So the whole thing, the best thing could have happened for me in this entire career of comedy is the shutdown of 2020.
Man,
it allowed me to reset. It allowed me to take a break from trying to keep up with the world.
Yeah.
So at this point now, it's like figuring out who I am. Like B. Cole is a title. The name our parents given us, that's a title to who we are as beings. So it's like you got to dig deep. So I went and unlearned everything that I've learned just to relearn, and empty this vessel of all of that. Had to strip myself of ego, strip myself of a personality that I've developed over the years just through the shape of society. So now I'm at a point where I'm just in Zen and I'm moving in a frequency that I put myself in. I'm more into meditation now, more into all that. But all that comes from, man, is just being able to take the time out to do it. And also sometimes broken times in your life will force you into that. Where it's like, okay, man, what else can I do to make change? In the first place you got to look is at self.
Yeah.
You can't blame nobody for any place that you are, stuff like that. The whole nine is like it all starts with you. So that's why I've been at for these past few years, man, couple of years.
That's good.
And yeah, so the advice I would tell everybody, man, is try to find yourself sooner than you will be forced to find it. You feel me? It's like if you need to go ahead and do that soul search now and figure out who you are as a human being, do that now. Don't wait till you're back against the wall and you got to force it. Like I've done. But at the same time, it takes some growing pains and it takes all the trials and tribulations to have you come to that, and you'll have a better understanding where you stand now opposed to where you've been through all them rocky times, ups and downs, man. So yeah, as a comedian, but that's for people in general. But as a comedian, man, yeah, you're right. You gotta go twice as harder. And the thing is, I know some comics motivate themselves just through negativity. Some comedians, man, they create haters for themselves. These imaginary haters out here just to motivate themselves. Like you ask them, like, man, what's going on? Oh man, these brothers out here hating on me, man. Like who? I don't know. Everybody else talk to, they love you.
Right.
Oh man, they hating, man. So it's like I've seen that be motivation for a lot of comics and stuff. So comedians got their own drive, but like some can be the drive that can direct you to the right place, and some can make you hit a dead end. But you whatever that drive is, if it's working, let it work. But I don't suggest the negative, because you do nothing but attract that to you. And the people I've seen do that, create that for themselves, I see them standing in the same place as they were a decade ago. They haven't moved.
Yeah, but what I'm realizing is that that's not negative to them. It's a staple in their lives. You understand? Right. What we consider negative is just a part of their day, to the point to where I know people that if it's nothing wrong, they'll find something wrong. If you solve all their problems, they'll come up with something. But what entertainers have to understand is what we both have went through, is I was doing the shit out of Wildcat. Wildcat was straight. Wildcat was working. Wildcat was in films. I was doing this shit out of Wildcat, but I was completely neglecting Brian. I was completely neglecting who I was. And in this industry, the majority of the successful people are willing to say, you know what? This is what it is. This is the sacrifice you have to take. And I said it before, I felt like this industry, it takes your morals, your responsibilities, your family, and then it just gives you money for it. And after the money, now you look at what you lost, all the birthdays, all the relationships that you just, in your arrogance, and you had to sever. People don't understand, when it's your job to go on stage and make people laugh, this is a no-nonsense lifestyle that you have to live. And a lot of entertainers just do whatever works. So if your girl's stressing you out, hey, man, motherfucker, go get a whole blowjob right before the show just to relieve that. And you grow up and realize you can't do that, and find you in a place of like, damn it, how do I try to live righteously in this unrighteous ass world? How do I find myself when this is what pays me? So me being myself don't pay me. Me being Wildcat was a separate entity of who Brian was. But when all that was shut down, it was like, nigga, who are you? How do your kids feel about you? How are you sleeping at night? It got so real that it was like, you know what? I'll never neglect myself again, and the world don't have to shut down. Because when we do shit like that out of force, I don't know. You can tell if it's genuine. Because when this bitch opened back up, how are people reacting? If you're not coming out of this different, then what was the last year or 2 years for you? Just a commercial?
You wasted valuable time. And it's so crazy, the 30 years I've been doing it, man, I've seen comedians who are successful now and doing their thing, but I see them not themselves. not the people,
Yeah.
not the person who I met when,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, when you first came in wide eyed and, and just, ready to do this and the hunger you had for this game and the humbleness you had. And, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you just see people change, but as you stated, you got to have this certain formula to become that. And the thing is, are you willing to risk who you are to get all that?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, burn the bridges and lose the relationships and neglect the family and stuff. Like, are you willing to do it? But like I said, it's compensated in money and fame. But man, it's like, are you able to sleep at night with it? Are you good with yourself with it? So yeah, I did the same thing, man. The Be Cold and who I am, and that is just like, I think at the point where with the industry, we cater to the industry.
We do.
The people don't care. The fans don't really give a damn. The fans want your talent. They want the genuine gift that God's giving you. Give it to them to spark them, inspire them, you know what I'm saying, in the audience and stuff when you perform. It's the industry who we try to appease to and try to keep up with, and because you out there in Hollywood, it's Hollywood. It's all about image. It's all about who's got what clique you hanging with, the whole nine, and all that, man. And I've always been the Han Solo of the game. You know what I'm saying? I've always been just a guy to myself, not cliquish, and I work accordingly. When I do projects or when I'm doing anything, I work with people who just lined up, who's aligned with me right now. That's why I think the projects that we've done together, like, you know what I'm saying, they're not big out there, but they're considered cult classics. And you can have big movies out here and big productions out here that don't even compare to what we've done on a smaller level. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we've done that because all the frequencies was lined up, man. The energy of them productions we've done. You know what I'm saying? Even like the movie we did, Past Due. When we finished production, you showed up to the set on the last day of the movie Past Due, and I did not have you in that movie. And when you showed up, I'm like, damn, Cat, I got to get you in this movie, man. And we created a scene right there that you fit in right, perfectly to even conclude the movie. But it was just that where it's like the energy, man, the like-minded people. Those are the people who I like being around and stuff like that. I don't want you because you're star power. I don't care about all that. I don't care about what you're doing or what you can bring to the table. If your energy ain't right, man, this ain't the place for you.
And people from looking from the outside don't understand that. Like, bro, I pray for the people that I know personally and the other blacks in this industry. I don't know what's happening with them personally, but I can see it. I can see the loneliness. I can see the fact that I don't know these people anymore, and that's okay because we all grow. But what I realize is that it's something that they don't want you to see. There's a reason why people don't reach out, people don't help. There's a reason why a lot of this is going on, and what you got to understand first is nobody's going to hire you to fire themselves. You see what I'm saying? We have to get more friends that don't look like us. You understand? We have to understand that these people, and what's taking us so long, I said it before, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, it's just the game. It's just like if you join a gang and you're a woman. Now, yes, of course, we're men, but women have a different way of joining the gang. Either you could get jumped in or you could get sexed in. I feel like what a lot of people are going through in the industry is we're getting jumped in. We have the talent, we have the resources, we know a lot of people, but because they already know you gonna have to beat our asses with this. We're not putting on the dresses. We're not doing the gay stuff. We're not finding ourselves in these compromising positions. And that's really what it is, B. They're gonna deal with you if they know they could tell you to do something that may be compromising, that may disrespect your people. Are you gonna do it? If they already know B. Cole has too many of his own ideas. Wildcat has too many of his own ideas. He's not going to do what we need him to do to fit Hollywood's agenda.
Absolutely.
And the thing that bothers me is there's enough people that can make a difference. But what's the problem? We scared. And America does that on purpose. They put fear in our hearts, but yet we live in fear every fucking day. Look what they did to Nick Cannon. Look at all the shit with Nipsey. Look what they fucking did to Bill Cosby. How is that motivation? Look all the shit Dave Chappelle went through. Look at all the shit that half the people that came up went through that people don't know because they're not in the industry and they're not doing this research. But at some points, I'm discouraged until I realize I can pave my own way. But sometimes I'm discouraged because we have the talent, but a lot of the people they put on are fucking pussies. They're somebody's boy. Like, I know my name has came up in circles and people have said no. Instead of, man, here's why you should fuck with him. Not because of our history. Fuck the history. I'm the guy for the job. And that's not happening.
I mean, control, but it's the same. Yeah, it's the same way here. Like, Cat, we both been out there. We both been in the industry. I was one of the first ones to go out of Chicago comedians, man, and the stuff that was proposed to me, the things I saw out there at a young age. I was out there 19, 20 years old.
Yep.
It made me come back home and get everybody together and say, yo, we gonna do this here, man. This is a movement, you know, because I'm cut from the cloth of Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend. You know what I'm saying? Them guys opened doors and put a lot of talented people out there in the forefront, and that's exactly what I was doing when I came home from Hollywood. And like, look, man, we got talent here, and we gonna get all on one ship, and we gonna sail. And they gonna see us out there. They gonna hear about us out there. But we just gotta stick together, man. And we made it through a few projects together. But when stuff not moving fast, for one, and then when they get out there and get a taste of it, man, you're gonna make a choice. Either you're gonna keep going forward, or you're gonna come back and refuse and do it on your own. And like I said, that's just where we are now, man. Because like I said, I had a whole plan for all of us, for the whole Chicago, and I'm trying to get back into that without being I don't want to say bitter or anything and stuff like that, but it's just like I kind of got burned out. By the time social media started coming around and blowing up, man, I was at a point where I was just burned out from it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing the sketches. Everything I'm doing on the internet now, I was doing that pre-social media days.
Yeah.
You know, you were part of that. We was with that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just kind of got burnt out. So it's about getting back in the game and getting. I'm older now. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. And it's just like getting that steam all over again. But that's why I had to have that reset. And just to speak of that, I got several projects happening right now where I want to include a lot of Chicago comedians. I want to include us. But it's like, even with a lot of Chicago comics, man, a lot of cats, they from different breeds now. You know, it's like, you know, everybody here, a lot of cats here at home ain't really been nowhere, but they superstars though. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know, it's just it's a different time, man. Like, and the social media makes the world so much smaller, where you can have national fame and you ain't even got to leave your neighborhood. You feel me?
Yeah, and it's sad because most of the audience members don't know what real comedy is. They don't know what's happening. A lot of the people that have the talent were sitting around. But what I have to understand, and I say this all the time, that as long as you're doing what you need to do and you're constantly coming up with new ideas, you're constantly writing new jokes. I see a lot of comics years and years. I'm one of them, here and there. You will hear that. I have to push myself. I have to come up with new material. There's nobody sitting over our shoulder saying, hey, dude, you need to write some new stuff. But comics out there, you know, when you can tell when it's time to write. When people who support you say this, hey, man, I don't care how many times I hear that joke, boy, that's funny.
Absolutely.
That's letting you know I like it. But push yourself. Get yourself in a position to where, okay, step outside of that comfort zone. I left Chicago because I kept hitting my head. No matter what it was, I kept hitting my head. I kept talking to people that had nothing but fucking ideas. That's all it was. Everybody had ideas. I kept meeting people that wanted to do shit but wasn't doing nothing. I came out here and I realized why I never came out here. Because a lot of people come out here because they don't like who they are, wherever they was at. You know?
Yeah, you can go out there where you are and just be who the hell you want to be.
Until the real hits and we figure out who you really are. Because once you hit that stage, that's it. But in my opinion, California comedy is whack as hell. It's whack as fuck. And when you talk to comics all over the nation, they hate the comedy out here because it's made up. And what I'm realizing is that what we trying to do is fix something that's not broken. The comedy out here is the way it is because when you come do comedy in LA, you need to write all your shit like it's a sitcom. Sitcom movie. Fuck being funny. Who cares about being funny in California?
Exactly.
You know, we got a lot of people that didn't really like who they were before comedy. You see what I'm saying? So comedy has defined a lot of people. And it really shouldn't, man. It's glad that you took a second. I got to get ready to get out of here. We got like 2 more minutes. But it's good you took a second to fall back because I often see a lot of comedians do comedy so long they become a joke. They become a joke to everybody around them.
Absolutely. So true, bro.
Yep. So true. I'm just happy to talk to you real quick, man. Real quick, anything you want to say to the people, anything you got coming up, anything you could say to some of the OGs out there. We had enough to these new comics, and I have nothing against the internet comics. Just get your weight up. A few of them are smart. They understand they can't hold their own on that stage, so they went and got somebody that can, and they working with them. That's the best way to go. Other than that, the internet is the internet. If you ain't on that stage for 20, 30, 40 minutes strong, that don't matter. My main thing that I want everybody to understand is that the world shut down for a reason. God did this to everybody for a reason. Don't come back in the game the same way you left this bitch.
And that's so true, man. That's exactly what I would put out there and say as well, is that, man, definitely just, have a different mindset, man, coming out as you went in to the pandemic. Come out with different thoughts and views. Start executing them ideas. Stop waiting on people, man. Just do what you got to do. Now, my thing is, I am doing a comedy competition here in Chicago because I just wanted to do something for Chicago. You know, I don't want people to get caught up, man. It's a contest and this and that. No, I'm just putting 10 comedians on who I like, and I'll make sure y'all get some bread while y'all doing it. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, you still get paid, but you get paid a fee for performing your 10 minutes, but you get a chance to take home a bigger prize, which is $5,000. So I'm doing it for the men. I'm doing it for the women. I just want something for Chicago because we're getting a lot of comedy shows running through here, all blasted on the radio, stuff like that. We got a lot of Chicago comics just sitting up here, just roaming in the inner city, man, doing these bars and lounges. It's like, no, let me create a platform for that. And then they're going to lead right into doing a sequel to the movie A Get Together, the movie that we've done. Mm-hmm. So I definitely calling back all the players for that, man. Need you for that. So we plan on shooting that May of 2022. So, Kat, it's just a lot of things, man, to come. But like I said, I'm real low-key, real small with my stuff, man. And what people see on the internet, whatever they can see, they can see. But I like my stuff to come organically, man. It's like I don't like to force feed stuff on people. But, when they do get a catch or a whiff of it, man, they gonna stop and pay attention.
That's dope, man. Where can the people find you to support your projects?
Man, definitely follow me on IG, man. I'm on IG, B Cole Comedian, and also I have a clothing line, B Cole Shop Fly Entertainment clothing line, B Cole Wear. You can follow me on IG, B Cole Wear, and the link to the site is in the bio where you can go ahead and purchase your hoodies, shirts, Shot Fly shirts and all that stuff, hoodies, hats, anything, man. Just go in there and grab it. On the website is bcoldwear.threadless.com. .threadless.com. But yeah, man, I appreciate the platform you're creating, Cat, man, for us, man, for us to be able to get our voices heard. So definitely.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it big, man. Y'all give it up for B Cole, man. Give it up for B Cole, one of the legends in the game. Thank you, brother.
All right, brother. Easy.
All right. That was B Cole, man. That's one of my good buddies, man, in the game. Really put it down for Chicago. Steady putting it down. Put me in all kind of movies. A Get Together. All kind of movies, man. Past Due. Heaven on 7, y'all. Stay tuned for that dude. B Cole's doing it big. Yo, man, we had a good time today. It's the Barnabus the Cat Show. If you having emotional problems, do something about it. Figure it out. Get yourself together, y'all. Barnabus the Cat Show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for laughing. Thank you for letting me be myself again.